Good afternoon. Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We're just waiting for it to completely go live. Kula Matata.
It's so wonderful.
What's that? Pretty. Okay, are we here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. My name is Rose with Live by Design. And this is my partner, Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. Trademark? No, just kidding, but not kidding. And this is Ice Cream Sundays. We are here on Sundays. Ooh, the dog's eating the wrong food.
Sorry.
Quick intervention. We are here on Sundays at 6 p.m. Pacific time to bring you this particular live, which is a live involving single card readings and ice cream chakra clearings. We also do a card reading that's just a general card reading for the week at the beginning of the live, and then we will do a group clearing if you would like to be a part of it at the end. Our clearings are often like a combination of clearing, reading, and activation, depending on what people need. And we use ice cream flavors. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we use ice cream flavors you might be familiar with. Sometimes they are totally not normal ice cream flavors. We do not box ourselves within the bounds of Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavors. So today, just so you know how it works, we used to do it a slightly different way, but to make things a little bit more accessible for folks who hop on at different times during the live, we do actually take names down for people that want a one-on-one either clearing or reading. And sorry, I just saw a message pop up that was just distracting me, but we take names down for the clearing or reading. So if you would like a one-on-one, you will basically have until I am done with the general card reading for the week to let us know your name, what you're interested in, etc. So what we will need from you in a comment, if you would like a single card reading on a focused question of your choice, you are going to need to let us just put in one comment, single card reading, share your question with us, no general, no future, like, am I on the right path? What does the universe need to tell me right now? We're not doing those. We like more focused questions for the sake of these for the sake of Ice Cream Sundays, the day that we do these free ones. If you want to hop into our super sweet little paid version of this, it's really, really affordable to be a part of our Patreon, and you can ask more general questions in the context of Patreon. Sometimes people will ask a little bit more general. We spend more time with you in a container of only 5 people doing the same thing. If you check us out today and you want to be a part of that, or you're just curious, just hashtag Patreon. So in the meantime, please submit, like, if you want to be a part of the random drawing of the 3 people that we're going to pick to get one-on-one, please say single card reading. Ask your question. Again, no general questions. I'd prefer you didn't, but yeah, you can if you have to. You had one this morning. Your thing is on the couch under the bear and stuff, right? Single card reading, question, and then check in with yourself and let us know that permission is granted. So say permission granted, but actually slow down and listen to yourself before you do that. How are you going to know where your own boundaries are if you don't actually understand the feeling of yes and no within your body, right? If you would like an energetic clearing, an ice cream chakra clearing, then please say ice cream chakra clearing. And again, check in with yourself and permission granted. So I know Marita is already writing down some names of folks. If you want to look and see how people are formatting their questions and so forth, you can do that. Marita may follow up and say, we need more information from you, in which case you won't be on the list quite yet. You will have till the end of the reading that I do, as I said, for to be able to enter your name, and then we will draw 3 people for the live today to do your free, short, focused, either clearing or reading. Okay?
Awesome. While she's drawing that card, please like, please share. Sharing is caring, and it is free. It's because of you that we've been able to reach thousands upon thousands of people over the last 3 years that we've been doing this. And so please share. Some groups allow, some don't. So try to see if you can do that. And even on your own pages. This is one of the only free offerings we do give, both of us. So if you're interested in other things that we do, please like, please follow our pages. So let's do this. So we have a full moon tomorrow ceremony that we're going to be conducting. So excited for some changes. April has been, it's been a good month, I guess. I don't know, up and down, all around.
Really,
let me remember.
A lot of variation.
I'm like,
over the course of this month.
I'm like, let me think about this.
I was told it was going to be a really good month for my business, and then at the beginning of April, I had a little bit of a meltdown, to be honest. Really intense. Oh, hello. Our puppy is very curious about whatever smells are on my feet. You doing a good thing, huh? Yeah, I know you want the cat food. I know you want the kitty food. That's one of our dog creatures. We only have one dog. Oh my God, one dog. This is a one dog household. We can't take any more than that. Actually, do you want to? I have a feeling that she might need to do something.
Hi, Marianne. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Chris. Hi, Rhonda. Good to see everyone. See some regulars on here. Please like, please share. Sharing is caring, and it is free. Help us spread the word, spread the love. I decided not to post it on this really kind of big free tarot card reading, because the last time that I did that, even though we got more people watching, we got a lot of spammers or whatever. So I'm not going to do that. So this used to, you know, this little thing that we used to see like 3,000 to 5,000, you know, views in a week, and we've dropped down to 1,000, but that's okay. That's fine.
It's interesting. Huh?
Less people, less things, you know.
Facebook is constantly changing their algorithms. And,
She's fine.
You know,
So this is what I got.
I see that. Yeah. So the deck we are using. Here, do you want to?
Oh yeah. Here, I'll be Vanna.
Vanna.
Tarot of the Divine. If you have any decks that you would like us to use, just send us a message and send it to Hawaii, and we'll definitely use them.
I love tarot decks, and I particularly like go seek out indie solo like tarot and oracle creators. I follow a lot of them on like Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Because I love to support independent artists, and because they're so amazing. Like the art in them is just so fantastic.
This is from Yoshi Yoshitani, and this is inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. So we got 2 cards for the La Semana for the week. That's the thing. That's, well, whatever.
Okay. That's fine. That's the one I had looked up because I didn't know. Because you didn't tell me.
So again, we're taking names, checking them twice. We'll do a random. We'll work with 3 people, and it's just a quick reading. If you want to join us for longer readings, #Patreon, and join our Patreon where we do this on Thursdays. King of Wands. Look at that beautiful.
It's a phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Oh, okay, Phoenix.
Yep. This is the phoenix. The King of Wands is a symbol of strength. The legend of the phoenix crosses across many cultures. This particular representation of it is from East Asian mythology, but it's comes from many, many different cultures. The firebird, you know, is another name for it. It represents nobility, rebirth, strength, and loyalty. So we pulled this card in upright position: honesty, passion, leadership, charm, and flexibility. This is a very solid, powerful card. Like it's solid, you know? It's not just like zing, like lightning. It's solid, like a leader, like a powerful leader is solid. It does have this element of rebirth as well. Okay, so you want to pull up the second one and then we can read them together. Just show it.
Sorry. I'm failing at my
Queen of
job
Swords,
today.
right?
I even had a little rest before this. You'd think I'd be better. Queen of Swords. We got the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. We got some major
interesting.
players coming up.
So this is Turandot.
This is from China.
Turandot does not forget betrayal.
Oh.
So her judgments, while fair and principled, seem brutal and cold.
Ooh, Sword of Truth.
Sword of Truth, yeah.
Sword
the Queen of Swords
Truth.
is a fierce and exacting force.
I like
She
the
is
Sword of
open-minded
Truth.
and intelligent, and she can be charming and witty when she chooses. Protection, meaningful criticism, tough love, skepticism, and intelligence. So those two together is like, this is a formidable force we have between this pair, right? If you think about these two aspects, I mean, that's a pretty powerful week we have ahead. My perception is that there may be some significant turning points in how you are handling interpersonal dynamics, choices in your own life that you've been waffling around for a while or having some kind of wishy-washy internal conflict over, that there's going to be a surge of strength, determination, power, and decisiveness, right? But this is not kiddie play. You have to really be in your cohesive, integrated self to wield these. Otherwise, out of balance, well, you know, when you are fiery and you're out of balance, you will burn yourself into ashes. When you are the Sword of Truth and you're out of balance, you can become really like all the way over to the hard, cold, judgmental, critical, really antithetical to the flow of life and the reality of, and maybe it would have worked better in like a different time period, you know what I mean? But so these two together, you need to stay grounded this week. If you get kind of ungrounded and you let a lot of anger and negativity rule your week, you're gonna see the other edge of this double-edged sword in yourself, how you treat other people, how you're making the decisions. But if you can stay grounded and balanced and try to not get knocked too far off into like the human negativity piece, then these are going to be powerful, powerful energies that will be your allies this week in making some significant steps forward that feel really like pivotal for you. Again, I feel like it's kind of in business, career, relationship, life type, like big choices, path choices that may shift your sense of your own capability and identity. That's what I got. Anything you want to add?
I think also the Sword of Truth is here to, like, if you want to be reborn, and if you went into this, just cut me, because I was
what?
If you already went over this, just tell me, because I was busy doing this, so I wasn't hearing everything. Is what are you attached to? All the old stories that you keep being attached to, you know, all the same things that you go over and over and over, and you're so attached to it. It doesn't matter how many healers, teachers, how many, you know, you go through them like wildfire, you know, how many memes, it doesn't matter. None will satisfy you because you're still stuck to your story. And so you won't be able to rise like the phoenix. And that's just the truth. And so this is also saying that your success is your responsibility. And unless you are ready to let go of how you use words, how you hang on to things, your perception of yourself in either victimhood or anything like that, you won't be able to rise like the phoenix. There's work here to be done. And I think we always think that, oh, if that it's just going to happen. Even mantras are work, right? You have to put in the time, you have to dedicate, you have to put in the practice. Even when people are saying, well, I'm not doing anything, but I've changed my mindset, they're actively choosing to do something, to change. And so this is saying change can only come if you are ready to detach from all the things you keep complaining about and all the stories that you want to let go of. And if you don't know how to let go of them, then you need to ask for help, but actually listen. Stop telling the story and actually listen to when people are saying, hey, you're attached to this story. We had a class this morning at 6 a.m. and the practitioner, the amazing teacher we were working with today said, I'm a practitioner, I'm a diagnostician, I'm a minister. So when people come to me, I assess them. Hey, are you doing your practices? Are you doing your things? And checks in before to see if it's something beyond that. And people react being like, oh, why aren't you being kind and nice to me? And I just wanted to tell you the story and have you hold me. And
being in the counselor role more.
Yeah, being in the counselor role. She's like, we can get to that. But if you're not doing your basics that you have come to me to teach you to do, then I can't help you. Because we're going to go into this counselor mode, but you're not holding yourself accountable. I just want to say that.
Well, sort of like, it's not like we can't help you. It's like before we rule that piece out and notice like what's going on there, that has to be the first stop, right? Like, yes, I can help you, but the first thing I'm going to help you with is we're going to do your practices. And you're going to have to understand that part of this is happening because you're not doing your practices, right? So that's going to be the homework that I'm going to send you home to immediately do. And then, yes, we can talk, we can counsel. Some of that will be worked on inside. But if you don't do these pieces to support and protect yourself, if you don't do your due diligence, there's only so much that somebody is just going to keep on holding if you just keep showing up, not doing your shit over and over again. I have to have these honest conversations with my teachers when I'm like, I am struggling to do my stuff.
Yeah, and people get ashamed. You get ashamed. Oh, I haven't done my homework.
Scary,
I haven't done this. And you just need to be honest. Because if you're not honest, then we don't know how to help you. With my teacher too, I do the same. I'm like, ooh, well, yeah, I've been falling asleep in that meditation. And it's true. And then they go, oh, okay, then there's something there. Let's check. Number one, are you tired? Are you overworking? Are you taking care of yourself? But then if it's not, maybe it is something energetic, right? So it's important to be honest. If you're overwhelmed and you're doing too much, then you have to tell your practitioner, your teacher, your mentor, your guide that I'm not doing it because I have all of this other stuff going on in my life. And then that is an honest, conversation. It's like when you go to the doctor's office. And I have doctors in my family, and I've heard that when they say how many alcoholic drinks do you have a week, that they actually multiply by 10.
By 10?
Yeah, I thought it was by 3, but someone told me. Maybe that person's a little off, but let's say they multiply. They multiply, right? So they know that people lie, right? That show on TV, Dr. House, like everyone lies, right? To a certain degree. And so that's the thing is like, don't lie or else the diagnosis is going to be wrong, right? We're already the medical field is already accounting for that time that you say you have 1 drink, you're probably having 3 to 10 a week, so let's just be honest.
It's hilarious.
Because the more honest you are with yourself, then you can actually do something about that and treat yourself with mercy and compassion, with honesty. Okay, we're done.
I just assume that people lie to themselves and to me. Like that is really the gift of being in a clinical and also social work, is you just assume that people are going to lie. It's part of the journey. They may not lie about all the same things, but there's going to be some piece of that. It's sort of freeing in a weird way, because then you have a lot less judgment when people do it. It's not like, oh, they're so bad. It's just like, okay, like this is where you're at. Okay, cool. We'll get where we can. Okay.
That's interesting. Okay, Delora, are you still here with us? Sam, are you still here with us? And Marianne. I know Marianne's here. Let's see if Delora or Sam is here. If not, we will move on. Delora Fredrickson from Morelia. I should have you go over to see my family in Morelia. Be like, what's up?
You know, lying used to be a really big hang up for me, to be honest.
And that's why we get along together.
It's better now. That's why we get along together.
Delora. Vámonos. Ice cream chakra clearing. Oh, I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
Vámonos.
Well, it's not. I'm waiting.
Sam, you're next. And then Marianne. Maybe it's because in your Morelia, I'm getting this flavor, but it's not even an ice cream flavor. So give me 1 second. Let me check. No, it's not going away. Okay, Delora, I'm getting, this is the flavor that I'm getting for your chakra clearing. It's arroz con pollo, right? Doesn't make sense that it's an ice cream flavor, but it's the flavor, and it's for your root chakra. And this is about returning back to the basics. Returning back to simple things. And when we, I want to talk about how simple things are actually very complex. To make good rice, it's actually hard, right? Oh my God, there's so many, that guy in the video about how people make bad rice. Let me tell you a story. There was this woman who I grew up with, forgetting her name right now. She made the best Mexican rice. Like, seriously, like if I'm, anytime I'd see her or she was coming over to my house or our house, right? She was definitely an adult when I was a child. She'd say, what would you like me to bring? And I was always like, your arroz, because it was amazing, and she was known for it. And then even when I, left home, came back, an adult, myself an adult, I would still ask her. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe, she's like, I haven't made this in ages. And she would just still make the most amazing rice, and it's a hard thing to master. There's a lot of bad rice out there, right? Omelets, the sign of an omelet is to make a good omelet. A sign of a good chef is to make a good omelet and a good soup. Like these things that we think are simple, they're really complex because you have to be very present. You have to be present. If you mess up rice, you mess up rice. You have to start from the beginning. There's, you can't hide messing up rice. So this is saying, look at your foundation again. Check your foundation, check your stories, check your practices, and refine them. It's time for an upgrade. And it's a time to not be like, oh, I have to be doing all these things. It's like there can be refinement in just that, making that really good arroz con pollo, like that perfection, right? And sometimes it's about that. It's about getting really deep into something and making it so distinctly yours, your arroz con pollo, that everyone's always going to want it, even though there might be someone else bringing that in.
It's raining.
Yes, it is raining.
Is everything inside?
Everyone or everything?
Thing.
Yeah, I didn't take anything else. So that's what I have for you. Seems we're having some critter issues over here. The dog decided to destroy something.
Cotton seeds are not poisonous to dogs.
Oh, there you go. So do you want to do yours and I'll close this window? Okay.
I got rainbow marshmallow ice cream. Totally different. Definitely heavy on like the lavenders and the pinks. Never had rainbow marshmallow ice cream before, but it's like very kind of fantasy, like again, super heavy on like the lavender periwinkle kind of blue purpley side of things. Very pastel, very soft and like delicious and gentle and yummy. Kind of like something you would like as a little kid, when you want to be like if I'm imagining visually as well as the flavor of it, it's something that you would want, that it's not a very sharp taste. It's very gentle and pillowy, kind of like, you know, like drifting off into slumberland and having somebody tell you a bedtime story and having like a fluffy quilt over the top of you. And maybe you had a little like ice cream treat that was really soft and yummy and sweet, but not too like strong of flavors. It's very gentle, very fantastical. And there's something here that is connected to your dreams. This is for your third eye, so your sixth chakra and your crown. And it does have to do with your dreams and has to do with your insight and intuition during dreams particularly. And there's an element of it that is connected to a feeling of like childlikeness, but it's not specifically about a memory from your childhood as far as I can see. It is about a state of being and connecting to that state of being and connecting that type of energy that I was describing, letting that be a part of your spirituality, letting that be a part of how you connect to the divine through your dreams and your dreaming and fantasy, and this more gentle energy connected to that as well. So this is to give you a slight energetic shift, a little bit of an activation, but definitely one that's connected to slumber and fantasy and like almost little kids' fairy tales with like unicorns and Pegasus and soft pillowy clouds. I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, but it's coming through so strongly that I'm just going to go with it. That's the flavor that I have for you. It is definitely connected to your relationship with the divine and spirituality and comfort. Comfort is definitely an aspect of it. Let us know how that landed. We got somebody that needs to be deleted, just popped on. It was kind of funny though, because I was like, as it happens.
Yeah.
So let us know how that lands for you. Marita's doing some production security situation. Security. Anyway,
Disconnecting. Yep.
Disconnecting. We are going to ring the bell to disconnect officially. Again, just let us know how that landed for you.
Okay, Sam, how are you? Are you still with us? Sam from Australia. He wants a card about physical health. If you want,
You still here, Sam?
Yeah, let's see how you're doing, Sam. It says he's watching. Sam, just write us in the comments. Make sure that you're still here with us. We'll just wait for the delay. Everything's inside.
Everybody?
Everyone and everything. Everybody and everything. Okay, thank you, Sam. Let's draw a card. Sam, if you would like to elaborate, that's fine. If not, it just seems we're just going to draw a card for your health. Whew. Had to run out and cover up the
Good. Thank you.
straw in the pickup truck.
That's our life. I wrote something recently about how my business, like I've been signing up all these people for, these free calls that I'm doing. And then I was like, and I've been worried because everybody has time to write endlessly about all these ideas that I've been talking about for years, and they're getting all their attention. Meanwhile, I'm out here mucking sheep stalls.
Well, yeah.
But it's working-ish, so there you go. Okay.
Happy birthday, Delora.
Happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
After this, Marianne, you're next, and then we'll do the clearing for the group.
This one came up again. Ew. Okay. So this is the card that we got for you, Sam. It's the Three of Cups. And the three goddesses on it are the Aspara. They're celestial beings known for dancing, partying, and fornication. They're basically like Bacchus. You know what I mean? Okay, well, you can tell me about that later. They're basically like Bacchus, if you think about like Greek, kind of Roman area of the world. They're very, very like drink, party, wine, women, and song. You know what I mean? When you get this in reversed, regards to your health, one of the reversed aspects of this card is overindulgence.
You had too many wine, women, and song.
Yeah. You might have changed your order to that a few too many times when you were thinking about having a salad. Instead, you were like, I'll take what he's having over there. Yeah, this means there's a pattern of overindulgence. It may not be a consistent one. Sometimes our patterns of overindulgence don't need to be like all the time, you know. Some people have a pattern of like periodically they'll overindulge a lot, and sometimes that can be enough at certain moments, depending on what else is going on in your health, to affect you in a serious way. And so for you, there is some type of overindulgence going on that is affecting your health.
And it can also be like overindulgence in the sense of, and it doesn't have to be your body, like overindulgence of your mind, right? Mm-hmm. That then affects your body. Overindulgence of your spirit. And so you're not connected to your body. So for me too, this is also the separation of your three parts. Your body, mind, and essence are not in conjunction. They're not having conversations with each other, and they don't even like each other. They don't even know where the room is where they can meet. And unless you start talking to them as individuals and see if they want to work together, you're not going to be able to move forward in your life the way that you want to, including health-wise.
I like that you said that about overindulgence
over 12 years
in the mind, because shame is a very activating emotion. When I say activating, I mean like it makes your sympathetic nervous system like turn on, you know, the thing that makes you like fight, flight, freeze. But your sympathetic nervous system is also part of what turns on when you get like aroused. It's part of what turns on for a number of different reasons. And so, yeah, I heard that part. I think you're going to have to interpret what this means to you in terms of where you're overindulging, but that you came to us about your health. Sometimes the cards are not just as simple as like,
he worries too much. Yeah.
Worry, shame, guilt, thinking you're a bad person, ruminating, saying, poor, pitiful me, I'm a terrible person. All of those can become indulgences. They might not be the same like indulgences as like, I eat tons of sugar or whatever. I eat fatty food every day, or I drink tons of alcohol, right? Like given what you shared. But they can be an indulgence. I've watched the dynamics of people doing that many times. And we talk about it. And then sometimes they're like, God, I really do. You know, you don't realize that there are like benefits that you get from it. Even if they don't feel super great, there's something that you're getting from it. So what are you getting out of it? That's what I would always ask myself.
Azalea, please don't do that.
Should I let her out of here?
I don't know. So that's what we have for you, Sam. I hope that it helps. And
yeah, maybe to just take a pause and reflect, like, how could this actually be really affecting your health?
Okay. Especially if it's affecting your sleep, right? Okay. Yeah, do that a little bit. Last but not least, Marianne, are you still with us, Marianne?
Today.
What?
We're ahead of the schedule.
Sam, thanks so much. Hope to see you next week, or hope to see you on an ice cream social. Let us know. We do one for Australia, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a Patreon for Australia. Just waiting to see. Marianne is here. Let's do it. Ice cream clearing. Let's do one ice cream clearing. Shake it. Shake it. It's a shake clearing. Ice cream shake clearing. Oh, we move it. Okay. So the flavor that I'm getting is this kind of cherry popsicle.
Keep going. I got a cherry flavor too. Keep
We
going.
both got cherries. Marianne.
Keep going.
With the, you know, when it was thin and it had like the cream inside, you know, that's what I'm kind of getting. Is kind of one of those. And like it wasn't like, it was like that dark cherry red, you know, with like, but it was like the fruit. So it was kind of like ice cream inside and then like popsicle outside. That's what I'm talking about. So just in case. So one of the things about these fun flavored ice cream popsicles is that they were both things, right? They were a popsicle because you had that kind of consistency with that iciness. Ooh, I don't like biting those things.
I love them.
And then they had the kind of ice cream inside. And so this is your ability to be in two worlds, right? This is also the ability, and it's also talking about almost what we were talking about with Sam of the unification of your parts. Now that popsicle acts as a shield around that ice cream. And it acts as a shield because it keeps it in, right? Keeps the boundaries in. So this is talking about boundaries of protecting your inner self. But right now, the way that you have your boundaries is you have the popsicle inside, the hard part inside, and the ice cream outside. You have the soft side, right? So this is saying is that you have to relook at your boundaries, like in the sense of your boundaries don't have to be this Fort Knox, right? That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't have to be this Fort Knox to hide everything inside. This is about how you can show up with that thin boundary line, that thin protection. Just you being you is enough, but you in your authenticity. If you show up truly authentic, Marianne, oh my God, what would that be? It will help to shield you. Your authenticity, your uniqueness, your self-love, self-respect will then dictate that others have a reaction to that and have, you know, self-respect. I remember one time, back in the day when I was traveling a lot, I was out with someone and it was this gentleman that had lost like 200 pounds, you know, and I was like, dude, when we started talking, we had got into this really deep conversation. He was amazing, a good friend of mine. And I was like, oh, so you have self-love now, you know, because that's what it was. He's like, I wasn't taking care of myself. And I was like, oh, so you discovered self-love. That's awesome. You know, because he asked me why I looked different. I was like, self-love, man. So the whole day when everyone asked him, right, running around in the Midwest, hey, what did you do, Sam? You know, and I'm saying, not that Sam, another one. And he was like, I have self-love. And they were like, what? Like, they like paused, but he challenged them and they were like, oh. And some people were like, oh, what are you talking about? You know? And some people were like, oh, I don't have that. And they knew. They knew they didn't have self-love. And it gave them that pause. So self-love is powerful. It's a shield, it's a protector, and it's a way to be out there authentically you, not hiding it, right? We think that we have to protect everything in Fort Knox, but so this is like shine bright like a diamond and you'll be protected that way.
The flavor I got for you is more like do you guys have Cold Stone Creamery where you are, where like they mix all the stuff on like this big cold, like icy stone. So you like mix in all these things into your flavor. it was like that, but it was with like cherries, kind of like a black forest cake, like cherries and like walnuts and, you know, this very like nutty foresty flavor with the cherries and some of that like dark chocolate like cake in there. It's a very earthy, grounded flavor. It reminded me of like, you know, the forests of Germany or something, like those really dark red cherries, the woodiness, you know, and all of these things do come from trees that are kind of like trees that you would find in those type of forests, like quote unquote old world forests, right? So for me, there's this energy of mystery around it. It's very grounded and old, very old forests. There is an element of protection to it. I feel like my flavors are like fairy tales today. Maybe it's because we're using this deck that we're using. It's
mine are just.
How else do I want to say this? Give me 1 second. It's also to help wake up a part of you to see the world in a slightly different way. When you are in this environment with these flavors give you a connection to a different type of sight. Like that's the best way that I can say it. So what part of you is this for? Oh, those sheep are getting wet. The goats are down there too. We might have to go put them away. It's going to be for your third eye again. It's going to be for your third eye. This is very old energy. It's very old energy. I would have no surprises if this was connected to some ancestor stuff for you, an ancestor medicine.
I second the motion.
Okay. I'm gonna leave you there, Marianne. Very mysterious, I know, but just feel into it and let it be if you want it in. Disconnecting.
Okay. Thanks everyone who's joined us. My name is Marita, one who catches lightning over at the Path of Ish, which is IX. This is Rose with Live by Design. This is Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We've been doing the show almost 3 years. This is one of our free offerings and a joint offering. We don't do a lot of joint offerings. We do this and we do moon ceremonies. And that's about it.
Behind the scenes, there's a lot of collaboration happening. Oh yeah,
totally.
A lot.
We talk about all of it. I'm just kidding. No, we don't. I'm just kidding. We don't at all. But there's a lot of collaboration. Everything from like.
We only talk about some of you.
She's just playing.
I couldn't resist.
Rose actually
slightly more awkward.
Rose actually, I hire Rose.
This is true.
I hire Rose to help me with a lot of my copywriting that I do.
I'm not cheap though, just so you know.
She's not. Trust me, she's not.
Well, for what I'm doing, I am cheap because that's some transformational shit. You know?
So if you are interested, if you need help with branding, marketing, or just finding your voice, I highly recommend hiring Rose, and not just because she knows me, because we share a lot of space together, but she's just like that with people. She gets to that truth. So if you want to work with Rose, she has some. You've got some discovery calls. What are they called?
Shadow alchemy.
Shadow alchemy calls. So hashtag shadow. She's doing them this next week. These are free calls if you want to sit and talk with Rose and have her blow your mind. Hashtag shadow.
With permission.
With permission, of course. And then I still have about 1 or 2 spots left in my Rainbow Warrior level 1. We start on Saturdays. It's 7 Saturdays in a row. They're 3-hour classes, and they're for the intense. A warrior's a warrior. Doesn't matter what sex, creed, nationality, whatever. We're looking for warriors to train you, and we're going to work with Rainbow. We're going to have a lot of fun.
It's going to be magical. It's going to be magical. You guys don't even know. If you haven't been to Marita's classes, you think your life is going to change, and then it like changes in a whole other way than you're expecting. I watch like people, as they come out of Marita's containers, and it's just like, it is intense. If you don't like intense, you probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Not bad intense, not like drill sergeant intense most of the time, but more like you have to be accountable to yourself and to the world. And that is intense sometimes if you're used to just being like, oh, whatever, mama. And then you're like, but what did you really mean? Oh, well, I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even, look at this fairy, look at that cloud, right? That's just not how Marita rolls. There's not going to be a lot of space for that, I'm telling you. It is powerful shit, though, that will make you feel more connected to yourself and at home in the world, and understanding how to have a relationship of sacredness with everything around you in a way, like, I don't even know how to describe how it changes.
It's the path of radical self-love. So it is radical. It is radical. So if you want to join me in Rainbow, #Rainbow, mine is not free. Rose has some free calls this week only. #alchemy for that. If you want to participate in the last clearing of the day for us today, just write permission granted in the comments and we will do a clearing. Whether you're watching now or later, you must ask and give permission to receive this energy. If not, you don't get it.
Okay. You don't get none.
You don't get none. Let's do this. Ay, Santo Niño de Padua. Sandia. Watermelon. Double checking, triple checking. Yes, watermelon. And, for everyone, we have a lot of animals in our house and they have a tendency of doing things. So they're doing something right now that
they're acting squirrely, and we're hearing the noise in the background being like, oh, what did they knock off a shelf this time?
Exactly.
So much fun.
So this is watermelon, and not just watermelon, like watermelon. I'm talking like you pick the water, it's going to be a hot day. You wake up, you go outside, you smell the weather. That's what I do. And you're like, it's going to freaking be hot today. I need some watermelon. So you go down and you find a watermelon patch. And you get that watermelon, right? And you want it ice cold. So you put it in a tray of ice, right? And you ice down that watermelon. You're just sweating and it's intense. But the flavor and the taste and the reminder of that watermelon is what you want. And then you finally have that watermelon and it's ice and cold and full of yumminess and sweetness and all of that. So that is a flavor that I'm getting for the group of refreshment, right? We are still in it. We're still going through it. Life is not easy. It's never will be, right? But at moments we have times of respite or things within that day that can give us hope. So this is a little bit of hope, and know that hope doesn't have to be this big idea, but it can just be delicious, cool watermelon on a really hot day. And this is just to kind of reset your chakras, to be able to kind of like bring them back down, bring them back down to like reality. Bring them back down so they're not inflamed because you're like going out of your mind, or you're trying to do too many things, or trying to astral project when you just woke up yesterday, so this is just being like, can you be here now and know that magic is as simple as running water? I mean, I think everyone every day when I turn that tap on and that water is coming on, I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to go.
Oh my God, me too.
I don't have to go and pump this, or I don't, we're in Hawaii, we're actually on a water line instead of having to collect water.
Oh, and it's hot water too.
Yeah, and it's hot water. I thank God every day for hot water when I take a shower, and so simple things like that remind us and allow us to have a generosity of spirit, and also have como cuando dices gracias, gratitude, a practice of gratitude. And when you are grateful, that's how you connect to Mother Earth. That's how you remember where you're at and you're grateful. And then she takes you in again as her child. Okay.
I got this flavor. I swear this is like a dessert I've had somewhere, and I thought it was when I was traveling in Guatemala, but now I can't figure out, I can't find it. It was like this dessert where it was like sweet and kind of light and almost like creamy, foamy, and then it was in like a coffee drink or something like that. It was floating in like a liquid. So I'm gonna go with coffee and meringue. This is a dessert that you can get. As a flavor combo, delicious, right? It's very rich. It's like almost the kind of dessert that you want to like eat over and over again while you have access to it, because you're not going to get it most places, you know? And so you can get kind of like addicted to it, where if you're traveling or you're staying somewhere temporarily, be like, oh, that's just, I love going to that little coffee shop and getting this, right? I definitely, for some reason, got so strongly the Guatemala piece. Guatemala is known for its coffee. Guatemala is filled with volcanoes, big number of volcanoes, and that's partly why and where a lot of the coffee grows in Guatemala. So the energy of this, let me take a pause.
Hello, Jackie Bueno, ¿cómo estás?
There is this, it's funny because we talked about indulgence earlier, but there is this energy of like temporary indulgence, you know? And it's not necessarily a super negative one. It's more like, it just is. There's a lot of neutrality around it. For some of you, I think there's going to be the energy of needing to recognize that like, it's good to allow these things in your life on a regular basis, but like, don't go too far down that hole of like indulge, right? Allow it to be this beautiful little treat, right? That every time you go to this coffee shop or whatever, you don't go have 5 a day, right? You allow it to be like this beautiful little experience that you have, you know, contained.
Ven aquí. Come in. Here, say hi to Jackie. Say hi, Jackie. Say hi, Jackie.
She's
Jackie
acting very crazy.
Jackie,
right
it's
now.
time for you to come over and puppy sit.
She's being a chewy little beast at the moment, apparently. I don't really put up with her chewing on me like Marita does.
Are you?
I'm going to leave it there. I think that this is going to be slightly different for each of you, what this represents and exactly the energy, like how it's going to affect your energy. So if you did say permission granted, I invite you to allow this one to be unique to what came up for you when I was sharing those details. No, baby. No, baby. So that's going to do it for my side. Guatemala, floating meringue and coffee.
Wow.
Rich.
Sounds like I'd be up for like 4 days in a row.
You would
I have
get out.
I have to tell you a story about Guatemala.
No.
That's funny.
Don't bite.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
So anyways, thank you everyone for joining us. This is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish.
My name is Rose with Live by Design.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great week. For all the Patreon members and my class people and your people, I sent out an email today. Tomorrow we're doing the new moon ceremony.
Full moon,
sorry. 3 p.m. I think.
3 p.m. Hawaii.
3 p.m. Hawaii. If you don't know how to, just Google, and Google does an amazing job of time zones, and there's even time zones calculators, because even when I would send everyone their own time zone, they'd still send me text messages. So
yeah, so we're not doing that anymore. You're gonna figure it out because Google is a thing, and I know it's confusing some of you babies, but you got to do it anyway. Okay. I make Marita do it. instead of using me as a time zone calculator.
Bye, Sammy. We're going to see you tomorrow. Yay! Lots of love to you and your puppies, Sam. Thanks for watching, everyone in Australia, in the U.S., and wherever else you're
And
coming.
bunnies.
And bunnies.
And Johnny.
And Johnny. Yeah,
Oh.
Johnny's on there.
Oh my God, Johnny.
Yeah,
Hello. Are you going to come tomorrow, Johnny? Let us know. You are invited, as you know. I hope you realize that.
Yeah, you are.
Because I sent you all the things about it. And we will see you all on the flip side. Until then, remember to live your life
To the sweetest.
to the sweetest.